So I figure I'd do a comparison video between the HK40 and the Glock 40. Why not? I'm bored, it's pouring, raining, so I ain't going nowhere. So I figure it's a shitty day, might as well do this. I was asked by quite a few people to, can you do a comparison between the HK and the Glock? Because I'm thinking about buying one of them, and I don't know which one I want. Well, the first thing you got to know is one gun is way more money than the other. Now, I still can't give you a reason, a good reason why. I can give you reasons why, but to give you a good reason why is, for me, impossible. Because when it comes to a good gun, reliability is the bottom line. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you an HK is more reliable than a Glock, because I really don't think it is. So, why it's so much more money? I don't know. It has a couple extra little things. It's a high quality gun, and it's got a good reputation, and I don't know. That's an answer I cannot give you. They're both loaded. No, they're not. But see, I don't know, so that's why I always check. This is a Gen 4 Glock. Right now, as of now, this is the most reliable gun in the safe because I have the most rounds through this than any other gun. And when I say 0 failures, I mean 0. No failures, 1,250 rounds, and it's 100% perfect and reliable. So, I did a lot to it. I used to hate the Glock trigger, but once you get used to it and you shoot good with it, you'll find out you'll really like the Glock trigger. Ain't that crazy? Depending on reasons why you're shooting. Now, for target shooting and pinpoint shooting, there's no better gun than the 1911. But for good shooting and you know, having a gun that you don't care if it gets a little scratch on it, you want to carry it and you want it to save your life. See, a lot of the times I don't carry 1911s because I don't want to scratch them up, and they are really heavy, so you can carry them comfortably, but you really have to get your shit together. You got to get a real good belt, you need a real good holster, everything has to be really, really, really good, and it distributes the weight, and you can carry a 1911. What's good about the Glock is it's extremely light, and you can carry it, and it's so much easier to carry, and you don't have to worry about it getting all messed up. It has a few little scratches on it, but I don't even care because it's a beater gun, yet a great gun. Okay, we're not doing a 1911 comparison video. We're doing these two. I don't want to get off track. So the chamber is empty. Always double, triple check, and there it is. Well, this one I know is loaded, so we'll drop the mag out of that. Pull the slide back, nothing in there. They're both about the same size. Both magazines for both guns are not the same. The Glock 23 holds one more round than the HK. We don't know how Glock does it, but they do it. They always seem to get a couple more rounds in than any other gun, with the exception of the FNS 45. We all know that, because everyone's going to say, nah. Okay, we know that. But look, here we go, another example. 13 plus 1, 12 plus 1. Okay? It's just another example. Let me take the rounds out of here. I use the HK for work. I use the Glock for work. These are great guns to use if you have to carry a gun for duty, or if you have a job, or you have to carry a gun for work. Like one guy wrote, "Why would you have to carry a gun for work? You're not a cop." Are you kidding me, dude? People that work in gun shops carry guns. That's where I work. Alright. So already this holds one more round than this. It's not a deal breaker. As far as the feel in your hand, the HK has a way more comfortable, slim grip. It has a way nicer feel in it. Let me decock this thing. This thing feels better in my hand than the Glock. Yes, it does. Very much so. It's just got a slimmer grip, and it's slim. It's very slim, so it's pretty genius that way. So I like how this feels better, but ironically, I don't shoot it better. But in defense to that, to the HK, is it's only the second time I shot it. So right now, that target yesterday was just as good as the target with this. But I have to pay attention more to my grip and my aiming and my breathing with this to shoot just as good with this. Because I shoot this a lot, I don't have to think too much for me to hit my target or to get a good target, because I'm used to it. I know when it's going to go bang. I know how to point it just right. I know just how to hold it to shoot it quickly and accurately. This is still new. I can't aim quickly and shoot fast and hit it accurately. I have to really take my time, pull the trigger slow, and really concentrate to shoot this as good as this one. But that's because I just got into shooting this. It's a whole different feel. The trigger's a whole different feel and trigger. It's different. That's why. I get more time behind this. I'm sure I'll be able to handle this just as good as I can handle this. These are definitely two different guns. This is a hammer fired gun. This is a striker fired gun. With this, what's great about this is you can carry this cocked and locked like a 1911. You can put one in the chamber and then put the safety on. Just like a 1911. If I had to draw my gun from my holster, all I'd have to do is drop the safety and go bang. Very cool. Alright. The Glock, if I put one in the chamber and I'm carrying in my holster, there's no safety. So I got to be really, really careful. But at the same time, if I know this gun well, I don't have to mess with any safeties. I just draw my gun and fire. So that's, I don't know. They're both great guns. The HK has the slide's just a little chunkier than the 23. As far as length goes, they're about the same. Actually, the Glock's a little longer than the HK, not by much, maybe 1/8 of an inch, because the barrel sticks out of the slide. The barrel don't stick out of the slide with the HK, so I'm putting the frames heel to heel, and they're about the same size. As far as comfort goes, this feels great in my hand. A Glock never really felt good in my hand. It feels like a square. It's very square feeling, but I can shoot it well. What I do like about the Glock is the trigger reset. It's really amazing. Okay, when I take the mag out door, when it goes off and the trigger reset, after it goes bang, I hold the trigger in and I just let it out again until it clicks. And here's the difference. This does the same thing, but for some reason the Glock, when you're letting it go forward, it's pushing against your finger until it clicks. Okay, then there's the reset and you go bang. The problem I was having with the HK was it doesn't push against your finger enough. What I'm saying is there's a double action. Okay, it's fired. Now it has a nice short reset, but as you're bringing it out, it don't give you pressure as much as the Glock does against your finger. So see, there's the reset there, and it's nice. It's a nice reset. So I'm just used to this one, the way the spring is in this, the trigger spring, whatever that is that pushes against your finger. So I have better control with this, and it's not because it's a better gun. It's because I'm used to this gun and I'm used to the feel of it. It's just like a car gas pedal. You drive one car and you get in someone else's car, and the car jumps because it has a sensitive gas pedal, and you have to get used to it. It's the same type of thing. But I recommend any of these, the Glock 23 or the HK. The HK is a little different with the mag release. The Glock has a typical 1911 mag release right here. It's a very natural spot. And the HK has the mag release right here. And I recommend, if you train with an HK, instead of using your thumb to go over here, I would train to use your finger, because you don't want to change your grip. If you just use your finger, it's very, very effective and fast. Actually, very fast. But you're looking at, realistically, a $900 gun against a $600, well, $580 gun. Well, you got to remember, if this was a Gen 3, $529. So let's say this is a Gen 3. The only reason why the Gen 4 is more money than the Gen 3 is because it comes with adjustable back straps, and you get an extra magazine. So they added another like $40 to it, or $50 to it. So if this is a Gen 3 Glock, $529, and you got this for $9 or $850. Or you're really lucky if you can get one of these for $8. This has night sights on it, so that makes it $100 higher. You know, but as far as disassembly, they're both equally easy to disassemble. But I have to say, you have to pull the trigger with the Glock. You don't have to pull the trigger with the HK. The HK is very, very simple to disassemble. See, I mean, every gun, they all have their advantages and disadvantages to each other. The HK, I mean, all you do is pull this back, pull this out. That's it. Slide comes off, and all you have is the rod and the barrel, and you're done. You just clean the frame. Same with the Glock. Now the Glock, if you're new to this stuff, now when I put the HK back together, it's going to take me longer to put back together than the Glock. So the Glock reassembly is faster than the HK assembly. The HK disassembly is faster than the Glock assembly. Disassembly. See what I'm saying? So to disassemble the Glock, you have to pull the slide, alright, pull the trigger, pull it back a little, pull the tabs down, take it off. But when I go to reassemble it, all I have to do is put the slide on, and it's assembled. You know, this isn't one, well, who's better? This ain't this versus that gun. I'm just showing you the difference between the two. They're both great guns. That's why I like both of them. I want to own both of them. They're both different systems. One's striker, one's hammer. They both have a good reset trigger. The Glock is more effective to me because I'm used to it more. I have to shoot this one more. And they're both equally as reliable as each other, and they both have the exact same reputation. They're both one of the most reliable handguns in the world. HK, Glock, and of course Sig Sauer. The HK is a little taller, as you can see. So that's it. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you about it. I hope this helps you make your decision. If you can afford an HK and you want one bad and you like that thumb safety, then go for the HK. If that thumb safety makes you feel better, go for the HK. Always go what makes you feel better with a firearm. Well, the best thing to do, if you can, is to rent guns, and whatever one you fire better, whatever one that you perform best with, that's the one you should buy. You know what I mean? But simple rule of thumb, shooting accurately. I said it a million times. Every gun I have, I pretty much shoot pretty good with, and it's all because of one thing. It's all trigger control. You master the trigger, you'll master the gun. No matter what kind of gun. You can go from this gun to a Beretta M9 to a revolver. As long as you master that trigger and control that trigger, you're going to hit dead center with it. That's it. So that's it. I hope this helped you out a little. I do like the one thing I do like better with the HK. I think they do a better stippling job than Glock. I just like that stippling. It's really, really grippy, and I like it. And the checkering and all is really, really done well. I'm not a fan of the Gen 4 stippling. It's okay, but that's why I have this Hogue Packmeyer glove on there. So I just like that better. I'm trying to think of anything else I could say while I'm here. The trigger guard, the HK definitely has more room in the trigger guard. You can see it has a much bigger window than the Glock does. It's a much smaller window, but it's not small. It's big enough that you could wear gloves, but don't be tight in there if you have big hands. The HK looks like it has a lot more room for if you wanted to wear gloves. So you got to think about that too. I just noticed that, so I'm trying to do this off the cuff for you guys. I love the HK slide release. I love how big it is, but yet it's not in the way. It's very easy to operate. It's awesome. The Glock, usually I don't like their slide release, so I always have to upgrade. I upgraded that to a Tango down Vickers, and that works fine too. So there might be a few things you have to do to this, but what's great about the Glock is, I'm always going to say it, you don't need any tools. There's no roll pins. You can do everything to it. You know what I mean? I'm not real sure on this. You see the HK's got a roll pin there. I see another roll pin there. So if I wanted to completely disassemble this slide, like down to the bone, bare bone, it's going to be a pain in the ass because it has roll pins. This one, all I have to do is slide the back door off and everything comes out of there. It's amazing. It's very, very cool. So a lot of you guys that hate Glocks and like, oh, that's why people buy them. They're just, you can maintain them 100% all by yourself, and they're reliable, and they're not a lot of money, and they got a good reputation. Both guns are awesome. I love both guns, but I need more trigger time behind this one. All right, guys. Hope this helped. I'll see you later.